Hello friends, so I'm going to do a talkie video. This is one's based more about a theory that I have, and it's to do with, I suppose, getting into alignment. Now, I can't say if this is the case or not, it's just the conclusion that I've come to. So if you've had a similar experience, please feel free to, got Sky here, can you tell? Feel free to comment and share your experiences, etc. Now, I'm assuming it's from getting into alignment, but I could be wrong. What's triggered this video is I was doing a reading with somebody a couple of days ago, and this came to my mind. Now, for most of my life, I've never fit in anywhere. You know, I've tried to get into football, don't mind it. It's not really for me. I tried to get into rugby, that didn't work. I tried darts for a period of time. I never fit in anywhere. Now, I am autistic. I did used to have quite chronic depression, anxiety, etc. Now, for a lot of my life, I felt like, not all the time, but for long periods of time, the best way I can describe it, it was like I was in somebody else's body. It was like I was a little person, and I was viewing life through these windows that are my eyes. And it was like this for most of my life, on and off. Like I say, and I feel like it's because I didn't know who I was, where I was going. I thought I did, but I didn't. And for me, it's because I was out of alignment. Now, I started to get into this world mainly through kind of paranormal. I used to be an atheist, and I used to like watching a lot of paranormal shows. And although I knew that a lot of it was faked and bullshit, I thought, well, you know, if I believe some of this, there's got to be something else out there. And that kind of set me off on the kind of witchcraft and pagan road. Set me off on going, well, you know, if you've got these mediums on these shows, then why can't I do it? And you can. Everybody's got psychic gifts and abilities, and it's just about how open you are to opening them up, how open you are to having faith and belief in what's coming through, and taking it from there, really. Now, as soon as I decided to go on that path, that feeling of almost being a soul trapped in a body started to go. And when I decided that this was the road I was going to go down career-wise, it really went. And then when I got into the event scene, I just felt like I clicked. Now, don't get me wrong. Let's be honest. The event scene is full of arseholes, backstabbers, liars, manipulators, egomaniacs, and worse. But that's where I was supposed to be. Believe it or not. I was supposed to be there. That was my role and my purpose. I suppose the reason why I'm doing this video is that if you feel kind of the same and you're kind of either started to get into witchcraft or spirituality, or it's something that seems quite tempting, it could be that you're out of alignment, and that's the reason why you're feeling that way. Now, I do have to stress, obviously, if you do have depression and anxiety and stuff like that, the best way to overcome that is through talking therapies. Okay, there is no replacement for it. And as I always say, we live here on this side of the fence in the mind, body, spirit community. And people often forget about the mind part, unfortunately. So yeah, that is the best remedy for it. However, you know, for me, it's something worth considering. You know, if you have that kind of, let's call it an inner body experience, maybe it's because you're out of alignment. Maybe it's because you have a greater purpose and role. Maybe you're a starseed. Maybe you're a light worker. Maybe you've got a bigger responsibility. And that feeling is because you are not connected with your body, because you're not in alignment. You're not who you're supposed to be. You're not where you're supposed to be going. Now, oftentimes when you're on a spiritual path of any sort, it does mean giving up big parts of your life. And if you're unfortunate enough, like me, where you have to go quite far down the rabbit hole with this stuff, and I feel like I'm not even there yet. It does mean even further isolation. It does mean further removal from big parts, not only within normal society, but also within sectors of the spiritual community. Now that might sound quite scary and daunting, but I guarantee you, if you're willing to take that risk, it's a weird and wonderful life out there. It really, really is. You know, something else to consider is that, you know, being autistic, I know what it's like to be stuck in routines, because routines are comfortable. And it's, you know, a lot of the time it's that you don't want to be in that routine, but it, like I say, it almost becomes like, you know, part of the course, and anything outside of that seems scary. Now, again, I'm not saying this is due to necessarily kind of getting into alignment, but it did certainly help. A lot of the reason why I managed to kind of break out of that autistic cycle of there's got to be a routine was when I had what I call my personality transplant after becoming a widower. However, prior to that, again, with the work that I do, both readings, house cleansing, stuff like that, it started to shift my life, and I could no longer have that routine as such. And the more I kind of did it, and especially now that I work for myself full time, that's kind of gone. You know, I feel like I am fully connected within my body now. It feels like my soul, my body and soul are connected. And this is why I'm going down the alignment route. And also things that used to bother me in the past, don't, you know what I mean? Because I used to get stuck in cycle repeat with stuff. You know, I'd get quite agitated if the routine was changed. I'd often, I mean, I still do it with music. I'm going to be honest, with music, I do tend to listen to the same songs a lot over and over again. But I'd sit and watch the same programs over and over again, or films over and over again. And it's not so much that, you know, I enjoyed watching them, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you kind of then limit what's out there in life, even with the simple things. I can guarantee you that if you also suffer with that, once you start to get into alignment, once you start to accept who you are and what your role is, etc., things like that, they kind of fade away, and you don't even think about it until later on, because you open the door to this new part of life. You know, you drop the kind of veil, as they often call it, and you start seeing life in a very different way. and everyday routines, yeah, they're still there. You know, don't get me wrong, I still, you know, I walk the dog at a certain time, I get out of bed at a certain time, yada yada yada. I've got my routines, but those ones that seemed so important that I used to get so kind of like internally agitated by, if that was kind of knocked out of place, they don't really bother me anymore. And looking back on it, having done a bit of self-reflection, it's extremely freeing. Okay, so I don't know, I just wanted to do this video just in case there was anybody out there who might be feeling like that. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go on a spiritual path, of course not, but it might be more likely that you're out of alignment, you're supposed to be somewhere else, you're supposed to be doing something else, etc. And this is why you're feeling that way. Okay, anyway, I'll leave it there. I do offer spiritual advice and guidance sessions, by the way. If you want one of those, the 25 quid for half an hour or 45 quid for an hour, just contact me. This is my only account, just over 12k. Drop me a message and I can look at booking you in. Anyway, all the best. Ta-ta for now.